Or and
Yo,
there he is.
yo, Joe
What
Villa.
up? My
What's
man
good,
is
son?
sideways.
Yeah. Oh, Emma. My bad, I mean, it's we just changed it with the world. You feel me? Now we vertical. You feel me?
What's up? Yo, say what's up to everybody, Khalil.
Yo, how's everybody doing? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
How you doing, man?
Oh man, good man. Just excited to talk to you, man. You know, you know.
That's what's up, man. Let's start this. You
Bet.
ready?
Indeed, born ready, son.
So, where are you from?
I'm from DC by way of the Bronx. I didn't move to DC till I was 10. So as much as I mean, I'll say I'm from New York too, but like you hear my voice, you'll never think it. You know what I mean? I go up with my family. Nobody in their neighborhood thinks I'm from there. So, but like I would say, DC by way of the Bronx, though, for sure.
Wow, so you're a New Yorker.
Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. I don't sound like it. You know what I'm saying? For sure. My birth certificate say the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, Bronx, Lebanon. You feel me?
Yeah,
Okay.
but like the accent though, it's not a New York accent.
Oh, not at all. I moved here and I'm trying to figure out. My dad said it switched quick. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not sure. Like so, if anybody heard me before age 10, it didn't sound like this. You know what I'm saying? So, which is fine. Chameleon man. I just shift and move around.
What school did you go to?
Well, for high school, I went to the wonderful, fabulous Duke Ellington School of the Arts. You know what I'm saying? And that's where I met everyone as far as amphibians related. After that, I went to MICA, Maryland Institute College of Art in Baltimore.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So I did my college in Baltimore. My master's degree there too. You know what I mean? But original like Duke Ellington.
What
That's
did
where
you
all of this
major? What did you
created.
major in Duke Ellington?
Oh, visual arts for sure. Visual arts for sure. So like
Okay.
my dad is an artist, so I always wanted to be an artist. It was never like I want to do something else. I always wanted to be an artist.
Right.
He did fashion, so I wanted to do something different. So I did painting.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
What inspired you to become an MC?
Well, I mean, living in New York, you know what I'm saying? It's like the natural thing. But yeah, I would say just the MCs that were around. You know what I mean? Because like the MCs were our superheroes. So
Hmm.
it's like you could be a superhero too if you just figure this art out. So I just wanted to be an MC because yeah, it felt so good to be on stage and just to be just commanding that power. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
But growing
What
up in
was
New
your
York.
first MC name?
My first MC name was Verb.
Verb.
Verb, right? And it's okay. So this is why nobody noticed, right? So I went to high school with John Moon, right? And one day we was walking down the hall, and he was like, "Yo, I was coming up with and name flips for you just in case we battle." And I was like, then I thought of it, and I'm like, "Fucking verb, adverb. You got no action in your words." It was so mean. I was like, "No, no, no. I got to change this." But that let me know that so you think I'm dope, huh? You think we
Right.
might battle? Because if I was whack, you wouldn't even whatever. But yeah, he was like, "Yo, I got a whole bunch of distance for your name just in case." I was like, "All right, but we switching that shit up." You know what I'm saying? So the one that most freestyle union know me as Alien.
Hmm.
That was the first thing. You know what I'm saying? Like
So when did you become Alien? Like right after, like you decided you were gonna be Alien after Verb, or?
Yeah, that was right after Verb, and Alien, like let's say, so when I rhymed, I was real good in science class, so I had all kind of scientific words and cosmonaut, astronaut, all these things. But like it really started from being a kid from DC, from New York in DC, and
Hmm.
being alienated and feeling like an alien around everybody else because I didn't fit in, regardless of how my voice sound, regardless if I called everybody young, like it's still it was always a difference. So Alien just fit in I got straight
Any
A's in science, so we just licked it like
any
that.
memories of Duke Ellington becoming an? Well, you were becoming an MC there, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Okay, so let's say I went to school with John Moon, Slim Cat,
Hmm.
Black Indian at first when I was a freshman. So like just trying to like be as dope as them. You know what I mean? Like you had to like get your confidence up to even get in the cipher. You know what I mean? So like all the okay, one thing okay with Zach, I was a freshman, right? When Slim Cat did the rhyming with the roots, right? I
Yeah,
just remember
yeah.
like, okay, so this is before they even came out. So we was sitting there and they were like, yo, who want to come up and rhyme? And I was like, oh, I should get up. But everybody's like, Zach, 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 Zach. And I'm like, well, I'm a freshman. Don't nobody know me. You know what I'm saying? So like that was one of the little heartbreak moments. But I mean, just being at Duke Ellington, like it's just so many other artists and so many other MCs. And this is before the MCs that everybody else knew, like the Scorpion, the Baking Soda, the
Yeah.
Cool C Brown, the Kill Nadir. This is even before them. So,
Right.
but Duke Ellington was just a place that you can just grow as an artist, you know. So like some my mentors, well, to this day came from who were my teachers, you know. Even my science teacher, he'll see me still, Mr. Bennett, Khalil, what's up, man? Like, but he remembers because I was excellent in his class. You feel me? So
Right.
like Duke Ellington was everything. It was
Right. Right.
everything. I didn't even get in the first
For
time,
those
son.
wondering who Zach is Slim Cat 79.
Zach is Slim Cat. Zach is he's Slim Cat to y'all, but he the Genesis to me, son. You feel
Yeah,
me?
yeah,
Yeah, like everything started with Zach. Everything started at Zach's house.
yeah.
Everything started with Zach.
Aquaman.
Aquaman. Everything started
So
with
many
Zach.
different names, you know.
Everything started with Zach, son.
So what artists were you listening to back then? With you know, music wise.
Okay, well, back then, I mean, okay, how about this? So, like, my first artist that I was like, yo, he's dope, super dope, and I want to be like him with special ed. You feel me? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. That was the first verse that I wrote down. Was like, I was 10 years old. My mind was blown. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Imagine if I made 1,000,000 rhymes. Damn, I was like, damn, you would be paid. So what? Yeah, okay. So then the next was like the DOC. DOC to me was everything
Hmm.
because he rolled with NWA, but he didn't curse, and he brought in like the Jamaican influence, which
Right, right,
I'm
right.
saying my folks are Jamaican, so like whenever I heard that, it's so you know DOC, KRS, like Brand Nubian was big for me, like the Woo, just you know OC
Hmm.
was always big to me, you know. So like you know that kind of hip hop for sure.
Who
Mm.
did you start recording with?
Oh, Zach, like hey, everything started with Zach, huh? You know what I'm saying? Zach is the genesis of all this, like. Yeah, Zach, I started recording with Zach until I was, yeah. So I saved up my money and got my own 4-track and would bring my 4-track over Zach's house so I could leave with the tape. You know what I mean?
Right, right,
Yeah,
right,
so everything started with Zach, huh?
right. So
Everything.
were you a solo artist, or did you have a partner or a group?
I was, you know, solo at first, but like my first group was Mysticism with Scorpion,
Yep.
From Cornell West Theory. Yeah, so that was like the first group. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Okay. So talking about mysticism, what is mysticism?
Okay, Mysticism. Okay, right. Um, Well, we would want it to be like creative on a different level. You know what I mean? Like mystical, just bringing like a whole kind of like I don't know wizards and all that kind of stuff into rap. You know what I mean? Like almost like a fantasy with this with our rhymes and the world that we would create. You know,
Right.
so it would just be trying to be like just fantasy. Like if we were like wizards or warlocks, but with microphones and shit. You know what I'm saying? That sounds weird, but if you heard the music, it's like, oh yeah, okay, that's what y'all talking about. But yeah, no, so that was dope. And
How-
we live in the same neighborhood.
Okay. This is how
Yeah.
you linked up. How did you link up
Oh,
with Scorpion?
He came to Duke Ellington. So
Okay.
I said, ain't you from Riggs Park? I seen you around, man. And so it became also close on that level because we was also living in the same neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So and like yeah, that was different than the Scorpion that y'all might see now because the Scorpion when I met him was straight from Northeast. You know what I mean? He had the tent bush, some polo shirt, New Balance. Like it was the quintessential DC look when I first met him. It was Riggs Park Rashad. You think? Sorry, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, yeah.
There were hip hop groups out at that time who inspired you.
Oh, for sure, for sure. So let's say, oh, horrorcore was the new thing. So like, let's say we were big on Grave Diggers, but
Mhm.
our favorite was like the Cellar Dwellers.
Cellar Dwellers. Yep, I was
Cellar
gonna say
Dwellers.
that.
Because the Cellar Dwellers was the mystic hieroglyphics with the hood.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and they were like the first group to like mix that, and like they were just everything to us, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Cellar Dwellers was a big, and not like we tried to rhyme like them, but like what the vibe that they were on. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah.
True, man.
Crazy.
Any possibilities of re-releasing any material at that time with Scorpion?
Well, like, you know, once we started getting back together with this amphibian stuff, like, I went through all my old 4 tracks and found a lot of the music. So, I mean, I think it's a couple of songs and maybe whatever we can get from you all's tapes that we can kind of restructure. But yeah, so it's some things for sure. You know what I mean? Like to hear our voices, like Rashad's voice don't sound too. My bad. Scorpion's voice don't sound way too different, but mine definitely did. You know what I'm saying? Like I was definitely sounded like
it was funny.
I sounded like I looked. You know what I'm saying? It's like my rhymes was like mystical, hieroglyphical, color. But I was like, I was, because I was a little kid, so it's like it almost like the voice didn't necessarily match the content. You know what I mean? Like, but you know, that's what I wanted to rap about.
You were young.
I was young. I was definitely young.
You were like crazy, man. We'll get into this later, but like sure. I remember the battles.
Let's speak them.
Like out of the crew, when the amphibian crew, it was you, Rashad, Baking Soda, and Claude, who just crazy.
we was down
like
to battle.
Like the deadliest amphibians.
We was definitely down to battle. Oh, you better than us? Prove it. Basically. Prove it, son. We here. So
and that's what made Philly want to battle when he came up to New York. It was the inspiration from you guys just being like so like, you know, like
intense. What? And it would flip everybody out because I would come. I didn't even dress like a rapper. You know what I'm saying? I wore like khakis and other kind of shit. And I come in and say, I was like, okay, little man, okay. But yeah, so yeah, we just always was down. It was down to rhyme and down to like show our credentials and show up our crew.
Right. You were very close to Claude.
For sure.
Has many names.
Right. You know for sure. People don't know Eminem. No name backwards. That's too much for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Claude. Yeah.
Yeah. So you were close to Claude. How did you guys actually meet?
Oh man, shout out to Duke Ellington. Duke Ellington brought all the artists together. I swear, Duke Ellington was like, if I could think of like where the X-Men or however they did, like, you know, like they all came together in this place and all the energy just bounced off each other and we just pushed each other as artists. But like we met at Duke Ellington, you know, and so he was so talented that he came in during his junior year. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Which like to get into Duke Ellington back then as a junior, you had to be super nice. You know what I mean? Like you had to be super nice. You might have got into 10th grade, but 11th grade, that means, oh, son, nice. You know what I mean? Like, he was in for literary. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and so was Baking Soda, and so was Scorpion, Rashad. Right. They were all in literary. You know what I'm saying?
How did you find out he rhymed? Like, you know, at MC, like, did he like come up to you and just start spitting? Like, what?
So we would have ciphers every lunchtime. You know what I'm saying? I take my radio out my locker, you know, not even eat lunch, whatever. Just it was all about rhyming. So, you know, he heard it, you know what I'm saying? But also he was like, yo, who rhyme up here? And they was like, him. Okay. So he just came into the cipher and we heard him like, okay, son. You know what I'm saying? Like we should probably be friends instead of enemies. You know what I'm saying? Just come on into the circle, huh? Yeah, so he knew about he was an MC, so he was trying to figure out who was the MCs here to showcase what he had. Mm-hmm.
Did you guys ever do music together?
Yeah, tons of it. So like, let's say when I was going through them 4 tracks, like I found probably a whole EP, not maybe not an LP, but we used to do music all the time because I used to produce.
Right,
Like
right.
people don't even know me as a producer, but I used to produce. Like let's say for the mysticism stuff, I produced that, and like I used to produce all the tracks. And I had the 4-track. Claude would just come over, so we did plenty songs.
What
You
did
know what I'm
you
saying?
use
Oh, for
to
recording?
produce? To
Oh, to
produce.
produce. Okay, well, this gonna sound like Zach's, like Slim Cat. So it's literally like whatever Slim Cat got, I got. So he had the
Okay.
Gemini sampler, I got a Gemini sampler. Oh, he moved up to the MS1, I got an MS1. You know what I mean? Then I stepped up to the ASR10 because I wanted to be like RZA, Bobby Digital, you feel me? I said ASR10, I got it. And then when he moved up to the MPC, I got an MPC. So it's like I tell you, man, Zach is the blueprint. Man. You feel me? Like, okay, that's what he doing. That's what I'm doing. You know?
That's what's
But
up.
yeah,
So
yeah, for sure.
so you followed the formula and basically ran with it. That's pretty
Basically,
dope, man.
basically, you know what I'm saying? Like basically, but first off, like when I found out that Zach produced, because like you know everybody can bust a rap, but I want to be a rapper, but like so you make beats, so we playing them off a tape. Like you made this beat, what? And like and he's like, yeah, I'm in a group, man, chemistry, man. Yo, so he go one of my, and like I heard emoji? Yeah, I don't want to say the wrong joint, you know what I'm saying? But like, let's say, okay,
Blackberry.
I can, but I don't know how that's going to go. So let's say, when I heard his partner rapping, when I heard Blackberry, you know, emoji rapping, I was like, yo, he said, some little on the Gaza Strip. I was like, y'all made this song? Where you do this? Oh man, we recorded in my room. In your room? Mind blown. I'm 13, son. Mind blown. I'm like, you think I could come over? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man, yeah, you come over. What? I come through and rap? What? Yeah.
Chemistry was ahead of their time, man. I mean,
Chemistry,
you know
like,
what I'm saying?
man, what? It was
Crazy.
like, yeah, so like that's what, okay, I want a group. Okay, yeah, Zach and them got a group, Slim Cat got a group, I want a group. Yo, we should be a group, son. You know what I'm saying? We from the same neighborhood. Like, why don't we be a group? You know, we both like rap about mystical, crazy stuff, you know what I'm saying? Let's be a group. But I'm trying to tell you, Slim Cat the blueprint.
Yeah,
Hell
he is
no.
a blueprint. I
Yeah.
remember going to the aquarium all the way at the Boons. He lived in the boonies, recording, and we got to do songs together. I know sessions together with me and Philly, and you and Rashad
For
were
sure.
there, and you brought Claude.
Yeah, yeah,
And I
yeah.
just remember our reaction when we heard him start
Yeah, it was almost like, yeah, yeah.
What in the
Yeah.
world?
Nah, okay, so how about this, right? So, when I was, okay, so like some people don't know, but like you said, I started the Amphibians, like, because like we had all these other crews in DC, but I was like, yo, but my folks is dope. My folks is ill. I want to have my own crew. I mean, so it was like, when I wrote it down, it was chemistry, mysticism, Joe Villa, you know what I'm saying, Philly,
Yeah.
Baking Soda, John Moon, like all our friends that we just naturally always spoke with anyway. But it was also this new guy who we brought over, and I was like, yeah, yeah. And Claude,
Okay, for the record, we're going to let everybody know here. Yes, this is the man over here responsible of the name Amphibs.
for
We're
sure,
in the
for
group together.
yeah.
And it all started in Slim Cat's basement that he called the aquarium.
Yeah, it all started with Slim Cats, man. Everything started with Slim Cats. Yeah.
So
But when I
yeah,
wrote that down, I had
give
to
this
put his
guy a
name.
hand
Oh,
for
for
like, you know what
everything.
I'm saying? No,
And say
my
no,
brother.
he's so humble. He'd be like, that's what's up. Yeah, that's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, that dude's crazy. Yeah, but like I was like, no, we got to put you down, club, because if not, Infinite Loop or some other crew gonna get you. No, we can't have that habit. Come on in. You with
Yeah,
us. You
definitely,
with us.
definitely.
You with us, dog. You with us. I ain't even take you to Freestyle Union yet, son. Before they get to hear you, you with us.
Exactly,
you with us. Yeah, but he
exactly.
was amazing, amazing.
Yeah, he was amazing, and I'm glad he did songs with Baking Soda. Them songs were sick. I'm like, wow.
Oh, and also because like let's say he was Rashad man first because they was in the same department,
Mm-hmm.
literary. You know what I mean? So their rhymes were even different because they were getting different structure, and they just knew all different things about like actually writing. So when it's coming to writing a song, and we just like busting a rap, it's like no, he got beginning, middle, and end. He got everything planned out because they were getting trained to be writers.
Right,
So
right.
yeah,
So
for sure.
crazy. So whoever hasn't heard Claude or Cool C Brown, what other
And it
names? Eminem.
cool. Let's say if you want to search it, you can go on Spotify and put in Cool C Brown or
Yeah,
Akil Nadir, and it's like two projects on there. But also, if you can find any music from his group Dirty Water, that's
yeah.
a good
Dirty
place to get
Water.
here from for
Word.
sure.
That joints are all dope. Rest in peace,
Yeah.
Claude. Yo,
Oh,
wow. Rest in
indeed, man.
peace.
Indeed,
Um.
man.
All right. What was Freestyle Union?
Oh man, Freestyle Union was school.
Mm-hmm.
It was school. It was school. It was like, where you learn to be a better MC. Like,
Right.
so definitely part of the reason I was, however dope I was because of Freestyle Union. You know what I mean? Like being able to rhyme with these, because let's say if I'm a kid, these it's grown folks, and you know what I mean. So I learned from all these MCs. Like I learned from especially from Kokai,
Mm-hmm.
Sub-Z, and Priest the most. Like I
Right.
studied everything about them. I studied the way they moved, because like the way they would move, it would be how they would flow. You know what I mean? Like I studied all of it. I could tell you how Sub-Z with the shoulders, like Priest with the and and Kokai with the, because Kokai was like a saxophone or something. So he'd be like,
Right.
I mean, it was just like, but I used to study them and watch, because it was a thing to be like 14 years old rapping with grown men,
Right.
and
Right. Right.
like to be like respected. You know what I'm saying? To be like respected. Like, oh nah, you killed it. He killed it, but then you killed it.
Right.
That's crazy.
I
That's
mean, it's
crazy.
dope. Like you come out like, just like wow, just I really rapped with these cats. Like
Man,
now you
what?
feel comfortable rapping with these cats.
Comfortable. So let's say if I come back into the high school cyphers, I'm like, y'all playing, y'all some kids. You know what I'm saying? They think I was like big headed, like, nah, man, I just rap with some superb MCs in the cipher, man. You know?
Mhm.
Yeah, so now I learned so much from them. And one of the things I learned from Tony Blackman was, she said, if 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 you go wherever you go, if you find the hip hop, you got a home. And
Right,
that's
right.
exactly what I did when I went to Amsterdam. Find the hip hop, and you have a home there. That shit was so real. It was so
Peace
real.
to Tony Blackman, the mother of Freestyle Union.
Speaking of,
Got
for
to
sure.
thank her for
Big up,
letting
big
us
up.
into her let us into her cipher.
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah,
for
definitely,
sure,
man.
for sure. Big respect to
Do
Tony
you have
Blackman.
any memories of U Street, like shows and events?
Yeah, like listen, I mean, everybody's talking about State of the Union, right? And I was looking at all this footage of State of the Union. I'm not in none of it.
What?
Why? Because I wasn't able to drink. I don't even think I can get in State of the Union. I was like, why the hell was I never there? Oh, but I mean, when we had our Nyala spot, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh
of course, one of the greatest memories is the battle with the W3 crew. You know what I'm
you're
saying?
like
Like,
the fifth person that
I mean,
mentioned this
that shit was, it was
infamous
so
battle.
serious. It was so serious, man. Like to see like at least 30, maybe, definitely at least 20 dudes walk in, and it's like, yo, all of them rap, and it's like, no, they don't.
Yes.
Oh, those that
Somebody,
oh
whoever has this video of Nyala, we
oh
battled what's his name, Lakim, and what was the street called? The street
W
was like
Street,
W
W
Street.
Street, W
So
Street.
they brought the whole street.
It was a lot of them in
They
there, and
brought the whole street, and they all
none
didn't rap.
none of them rapped. Oh, so I was like, okay, they here to fuck shit up. Okay, okay. I was like, this battle can go left. I was just happy that none of them were rapping,
Hmm.
because Claude would have got us all shot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He would have said something to me. He would have got us all shot. You know what I'm saying? But it was dope, because I remember I battled Grizz.
Right.
Like, yeah, it was dope. It was dope to like win.
Hmm.
Like clearly win. Clear win.
Yeah.
Clear win.
We
I
got
remember
this.
leaving that shit, walking down U Street like, who's fucking with us, son? Nobody. Nobody. That shit was great. It
You
was great. And
remember
also, like,
how it ended? They
I
were like,
believe
"You guys sound like you're from New York."
Yeah, I be like, I don't give a fuck. I'm from New York, so that don't mean shit to me. But like, I just remember, like when Rashad was like, I turned La Kim to Lil Kim. Like, it was just like, oh man, ugly. I don't remember La Kim rapping after that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can't remember him rapping too much after that.
I'm glad Lakem set it up with us and had Grizz.
Oh,
and
oh yeah, but okay. So okay, so you remember? So we thinking it's him and W Street. Fuck no, he come in with a whole bunch of ringers. He came in with Grizz. He came in with and Omega Red, and I'm not sure who else he had, but it was only like 4 people battling. So he came in with some ringers.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Some real MCs. Like, so they weren't even from W Street.
Right. That was,
you know what I'm saying? They were just some ringers. So okay, do you remember when we were practicing the weekend before in Malcolm X Park and shit, sparring and shit like that? Like, we were serious, man. I remember Allen almost getting us all shot, though, for sure. You know what I'm saying? I was like, son, what are you doing? What are you doing? I remember he did some shit and like, it was like 10 of them all like, bro. I was like, yo, please, let's not get shot here. Like,
I mean, so Spirit Equality almost had us.
We almost got shot, but thanks, Spirit.
But thanks, man.
Thanks, Spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how was you thinking?
Word.
Yeah.
So basically, most of your shows were at Nyala at the time because you were too young to go into.
Yeah, so like we couldn't drink. Like, ain't no footage of Claude at State of the Union. I don't remember. Like, not like So yeah, it was Nyala, which was our spot. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That was all. Yeah, that was it. Cause I was too young. I couldn't drink.
There you have it. This is why. This is why Khalil wasn't in the state. But you got to perform there later before it closed, right?
No, because I don't even know how many shows that folks was doing there. Like around the time like it closed.
You were at Coffee House. They let you into Coffee House.
Oh yeah, I mean, because it was a Freestyle Union event.
Right, and it was just and it was a cafe. So
yeah. So I was able to
and then get your mug, and then So the place
it's mostly Nyala and Coffee House that they're rhyming. Nyala and Coffee.
Hey, that makes sense. Sure. How were you introduced to the Amphbns collective? Besides making the name, how were you introduced?
Well, how about this, right? So let's say it started with that group, right? And then you all was out in the world and like meeting other MCs. And it's because of you all's energy, which was so like inviting, that more MCs would come in. So a lot of people came in through freestyle. I feel like Hibernation just like we just like, come over here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all with us. You feel me? Like, so
we're
like we was like, no, come on in. Come on. Y'all can keep the name and everything. Fine. It's like, just come on in. But through Freestyle Union, but like a lot of it was from you all. You know what I mean? Like I was watching Ghost video and like, you know what I'm saying, y'all heard him rapping like, yo, you should come with us. You know what I'm saying? So it was like you all that grew the crew bigger, but through Freestyle Union and you all
so like Freestyle
meeting
MCs, Duke Ellington, and just finding MCs like wherever we go. But
it was like a like spirit, because it was like, okay, if you love hip hop and you dope, we fucking with you.
Right.
That was it. You love hip hop and you dope, we fucking with you.
Yeah.
But it was the love of hip hop first. That's what it all started from.
So okay, let's talk about Amsterdam.
Let's talk about it.
It became a place you traveled. So let's go back. Philly. We had the Philly Foundation show. In Brooklyn. And,
right.
I remember inviting the whole Chakima project.
Yo, and like
a group of MCs from Amsterdam.
Yeah, and Rotterdam too, but that area, Netherlands, yeah.
And there were 20.
Right? Okay. See, look. This goes back to what I just said, right? your energy of being inviting and bringing people in. Oh, you love hip hop? You dope? Come on in. Right? That's all it took. You love hip hop? You got your integrity, you coming on in. So yes, okay, so then like okay, so it was like, you just talking shit like, oh man, one day I'm gonna go out to Amsterdam, man. We gonna go but I was actually working with Steve O as a teacher, and
Mm-hmm.
I had some money in my pocket. I was like, yo, we should go to Amsterdam, like how we talked about. So, we finally took that trip, and Joe T was the tour guide with everything. She showed, what I'm saying? She showed us all the places to go, all the clubs to go, all the people to, all the other artists. So Joe T really introduced us to everything in Amsterdam. And because of that, like I got lifelong friends because of her connections in Amsterdam,
Right,
it
right.
was, and it became my biggest inspiration, the place. So like, let's say, oh, I'll come for the weed. Why not? Right. Coffee shop. Oh, that was a big deal. But once I got there, it was like the architecture, the art that was there. Cause I studied art. So it's like, oh, y'all got Rembrandt. Oh, Van Gogh. Oh, I wasn't even crazy about Van Gogh till I went to see it in person.
Mm.
Almost a tear, son. You know what I'm saying? But like, so Amsterdam was like my source of inspiration. I was like, yo, I want to make movies here. I want to
Right.
film here.
How is
So I
the
was,
how is the hip hop scene there for you?
oh, it was dope. It was dope. Cause like, it's like, so okay. So the first trip, not the first trip, but the first day, like Joe took us to coffee shop, but then she took us to Fat Beats.
Right.
And so it was like, yo, y'all got Fat Beats here? Yeah. So like, the awesome thing about the hip hop scene there is that the respect they had for the old school, the respect they had for hip hop. You know what I mean? Like they didn't really care much for all the puffy shit, all the little dancing, all the,
Mhm.
all that shit on TV. They like hip hop, hip
Right.
hop. You know what I mean? And like, so it was certain artists that I might not have heard of performing for years. They got a show there. So that's when I first learned that, really about performing overseas, and like how, once it's not going a certain way in America, you can get it in Amsterdam now. So the hip hop
Right.
scene was dope. You know what I'm saying?
And
Yeah.
how many times have you gone there?
Yo, I swear, I think we spoke about this before, but I lost count. I know at least 8.
Eight
It might have
times.
been, it might have been 10, but probably 8. Like I would try to make it every year, every 2 years or something. You know what I mean?
So you're
Like,
pretty much known there. Like a
yeah,
second home
yeah,
almost.
especially for a certain amount of time, yeah. Because like, let's say when me and Renee would go, it'd be like, oh, yo, the DC boys is in town. Like, oh, okay,
Hmm.
we're getting around. That's what's up. Nah, for sure, because we performed a lot out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so some of the artists that I was working with out there was Controverse, this producer, and Caprice, awesome singer out there, awesome singer. Like, and so you can stream some of that. I got some songs with Caprice on there, and but like a Complex, you know what I'm saying? Like he was like, a top MC out there, and he had like a open mic, not an open mic, but like he had his own gig. Like it was, and so whenever we would travel, we perform there. You know what I'm saying? So we did a lot of performing in Amsterdam, but I wanted to make movies, make films. Like so let's say I would actually use my songs as excuses to make films.
Right. So
You
you
know,
sort of did like music videos there, right?
oh yeah, yeah. I did a couple there. I did some for Caprice for a song that we had, and I did a song, and it's actually a song with Asheru called "Put the
Okay.
Work In." So if you just put Asheru, put the work in, you can see that video. But like, let's say what happened is like, okay, I could film everybody, and like let's say sometimes I can get people to film me, but I was like, I want to film me and have it look as dope as if I did it. So
Mhm.
that's when I was always in contact with Chop and Shoot Langston, and I was like, son, I could buy your ticket. I got your hotel. I don't got no per diem, but you know what I'm saying? Can you come? You know what I'm saying? Like so, and I think I don't know. I think I took Langston there like 2 or 3 times. You know what I'm saying? So and we actually
Dope.
filmed. We actually did like a short film out there too. So, but
Nice.
yeah, it's a
All
beautiful
right.
place.
What's up? That's really dope.
Man.
Um, what is Black Broadway?
Well, originally, like Black Broadway is U Street. Like as far as the thing, that's what Black Broadway is. That's what it was. But it originally started like because I wanted to create a home for me and Claude's music. You
Okay.
know, like let's, you know, I was influenced by Master P and everybody else. You know, I wanted to have my own thing. Like, so let's make an umbrella so we could put all our stuff under this. So yeah, it started out as like the umbrella for me and his stuff. But you know, eventually like he signed all the company over to me, so that's my
Mhm.
thing. And like it's so as we relaunching it now, it's really my home for everything I create will fall under that umbrella.
So
So
Black Broadway, you did
forward.
you also did shows, right? Like made like shows, video shows.
Oh yeah. So pardon me. Yeah yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. So hey, I do so much. I be forgetting. So like let's say okay. So the first show I had on TV here was KUD TV kicking up dust, and then secondly I had a Black Broadway TV. So it's just
Right,
the name. Everything I do falls under the name. Okay. So
right.
let's say if I'm doing a video now, it's Black Broadway Films. Like we know we're printing up shirts and clothes and other things like that. So everything falls under that. But I had a show, but my thing was always to showcase DC and showcase all our talent. Now I remember having Claude have a conversation with DJ Cool, and he like, "Why your man put everybody in the show? Why not? Why is it not just about y'all?" I just wanted to showcase everything and
Right,
everybody, and
right.
also it's about the culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know, say like Freestyle Union, all that stuff before all this rap shit with all this money came in, it was always about just the culture, you know? So I wanted to give back to the culture, you know?
What camera did you use? Do you
Um,
remember what camera you
yeah, I
started
think
with?
the first one I started was like a VX1000, a Sony. And like, when I had it after college, and so like when I came back, I was like, okay, so none of these people know me as a rapper. How the fuck am I gonna get in? I said, so I gotta use this camera because every rapper loves being on camera. So I'm at all the shows, I'm at all these things. So I use my camera to just as my passport into this new rap world when I came out from college, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, that was the first one to start with. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Back in the DV tape days. You feel me?
Okay, let's go. You recorded songs with Trevor Goodchild in New York.
Yes.
What was that like during that time?
Okay. So Trevor Goodchild is
Mm.
he's the genesis of like the sound of Heron Jabron. Like everything started with Trev. You know what I'm saying? Like, because my first song as Heron Jabron was a New York City Minute. I did that in y'all house.
Yeah.
And that was actually a Butterfly Dragon song. And like Leon was like, and it was just like a jam session. Leon was just ripping the bass, and I was like, I want to rap over that one, you know. And Trev, his sound was so different. Like as a producer, like Trevor make the beat and be like, yo, this is the flow for this thing. Like and he would just give me all the blueprints, you know. And like I remember Trev made this crazy beat because he would like not try to follow the structure of like 4/4. And I remember I did this song to this beat, and he was like, "Yo, you figured this joint out?" I said, "Yeah, son, I did that." You know, but
Dope,
like so
dope.
Trev was everything. Like so like on my first project, like Trev did a bunch of the songs. So like
So you
hopefully
became Haran Jabron in New York, or like
uh, uh,
when was the transition from Alien to
okay.
Haran?
Well, let's say I quit rapping while I was in college so I could just
Okay.
focus on painting because I was like to keep up this B plus average, and like I couldn't really rap. I just had to focus on this. So I
Mhm.
remember one time we was doing a song, me and Claude, and I was like with Khalil, Gil, Scott, Heron, Gabron in your veins, and I was like, yeah, that Heron Gabron sounds kind of dope. You know what I mean? So, but that was like me taking like Gil Scott Heron and Khalil Gibran and putting those together,
That's
right?
dope.
Because I figured like, okay, so if I wanted to represent that name right, I could never go get off track. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like because I couldn't be disrespectful to that. And now I actually saw Gil Scott at a show, and I was like, hey yo, Gil, I need to holler at you. And he turned around, and I was like, hey, so I used your name and Khalil Gibran's name and put it together, and that's my name. I just want to know if you had a problem with it, because if you did, I would change it. And he looked at me and was like, "You think I'm as good as Khalil Gibran?" I was like, "Yeah, man. What you mean?" He was like, "Wow." He was just flabbergasted that I put him with Khalil Gibran. I was like, "Son, you Gil Scott." But yeah, so that's where that started. But that also, because when I was thinking about it, that also when I was living in Baltimore.
Right.
Baltimore is a tough city.
Mm-hmm.
Like even visually, it's tough. It's a lot of drugs and poverty and like so that all created the flow, the
The
style, the
flow of the
content.
style.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like and speaking upon it, speaking about it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah.
What is Black Lincoln's?
Okay, yeah, black. Okay, so Black Lincoln. Of course, that's Jay Black. Where I don't want to call the wrong
Let's
John. I'm
call him
the phone
Blackberry.
call. Yeah, but I think you don't want to be called Blackberry no more. So I
It's
think it's
okay. He'll
I think it's
forgive you.
emoji. I mean, he will. That's my man. But okay. So it started with emoji, Blackberry. It's a bunch of names, but it started with him. Like,
Mhm.
and let's say when we would have these conversations. This was like after he came back from New York. You know what I'm saying? He came back to DC,
Right.
and like I was like, yeah, I mean, I like all the stuff that that Amphbns making, but man, I like different kind of shit. I like the southern shit. I like the West Coast shit. I like a different kind of feel, a little more hood with the shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, so let's say Black Lincolns. He was like, I want to make the kind of music that you play when you ride in a Black Lincoln,
Right. Right.
not Black Abraham Lincoln. Nah, that shit. You know, it was that. So, but and that started with the hustle. That started with that song, and that song was so dope. It was like, hey yo, we need to keep going. We need to make more. You know what I mean? Like when people heard the hustle here, it was
People need to hear the hustle.
mind blowing. People was
People
like, oh,
need to
the
hear that joint.
son, the hustle. And the crazy thing is, we had Raheem Devon on the hook, but we couldn't like use his credit or whatever because he was all signed or some shit like that. But I mean, not, but he was signed, so we couldn't use his name or whatever. But yeah, like that. It started with the hustle, and like let's say I had just started teaching with ASHRAM, and like and he was already working with Jay, and that was my man. So it was just like Jay was like, I need you to get on this song, and I remember like he was like, yo, I need this Kumo D record. I was like, I got it, I got this for you. Break out that part. Yeah. So yeah, no, so that all came from his idea. So all the whole sound, everything came from his direction. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like
Right.
we all kind of go from that RZA school. The producer kind of
It
dictates the
was a perfect
tempo.
match. It was a perfect match because you would never think like getting together Asheru, um, Blackberry Jones, and you.
Yeah,
You
and
know what I'm saying?
the thing about it is
It's
like,
so
okay,
crazy.
so while ASHRAM was like blowing up, I was in college, and when he was doing all them stages, I never knew cuz before I videotaped him that night, and I was like,
Right.
I seen this picture in the magazine, okay, but I didn't know him, what I mean?
He
Not
used to
really.
come to
So like,
Nyala.
I mean, yeah, but I didn't know him, you know what I mean?
I've
Like,
spoken to
so
her. Like, yeah,
I mean, I knew the
he
name.
was around.
No, no, he
He was.
was
Yeah,
for
yeah, he was
sure,
around.
for sure. But okay, he was of age to get in State of the Union. I couldn't. You feel me? So I didn't see him perform.
No, I'm talking about Nyala. He was at Nyala.
Oh yeah, man, Nyala's a blur. All I remember is W Street and MS1. You feel me? That's about
Word,
it.
word. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
talk about a bit about the education program that you were teaching
Bet,
with
bet. Okay.
with Asheru and
Yeah,
Keone.
bet. Yeah, bet. Okay, so all right. So like I was saying, I was using my camera as my passport to get me into this rap world. You know what I mean? And I filmed him performing one night, and he came by to get the footage.
Okay.
And he came to the spot, and he was looking around like, oh, so, he's like, son, you paint, you draw? I was like, yeah, man, I paint. He was like, yo, you ever teach? I said, yeah, he's like, you want to teach? Yeah, I need a job. So I started teaching with him as an art teacher at the school that he was at, and like I didn't even know that Coyote was there. It was a fire drill, and I come outside. I said, yo, what you doing here? He said, oh, I teach here. What? Okay, so awesome. Now I got an amphibian in the spot with me. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so let's say that program grew from just teaching art to teaching graphic design and photography, and it grew on to me even making a whole digital arts department within the school. But it was just important for me to bring the knowledge that I had gained in college. I wanted to bring it right back to the hood. Like
Nice.
specifically, I didn't necessarily want to go teach at the whatever cool school, whatever that. I wanted to give it right here because I knew this information and I knew that I could give it to the students. So I taught K through 12. I taught
Mhm.
every single grade in high school. Before that, I taught college actually. So I was Professor Gill before Mr. Gill. But yeah,
That's kind of dope.
yeah. I was
That's like you have
23.
everything into one almost.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know
I
what
was
I'm saying?
23. Like they came in, they didn't even think I was the teacher. I had to go get the people in the office to be like, no, this is your teacher.
Oh my God.
No, because they
Yeah.
wouldn't believe me. Let's say if I was 23, I looked 19. you
Right,
know.
right,
But
right.
with him, with Asheru, like let's say, and eventually he grew more, so he grew like to make the H.E.L.P books, the
Mm-hmm.
hip hop education and literacy program. So
Right.
like let's say I did all the covers for that, and so it was
Mm-hmm.
so dope because it was like taking the lyrics and providing lessons because we were teaching special ed, and we was like, well, how can we get these kids to care about learning? Like, how can
Right,
we
right.
speak to them in a different kind of language that could go? And so eventually, Sub Z was teaching there. He was teaching martial arts. Omar Rednew, Dirty Ice, he was teaching music, guitar there. And Claude eventually came and he was teaching English.
Wow.
So like let's say we had Asheru, we had Claude, we had Sub
Let's
Z,
see.
we had
Kill.
T.O.
Yeah.
And myself there, you know what I'm saying? So it
So
was
it's like a
really a
hip
hip
hop
hop
school.
school. Yo, them assemblies were crazy. You feel me? Crazy,
Look
crazy.
at that. Hip hop school, yeah.
Hip hop school. So like, I recently was going through all my hard drives, and I got the footage. Like, I got to put together a documentary of sorts about this, you know.
So
And so
let's talk about Dirty Ice.
let's talk
What
about it.
is Huron?
Okay, so Huron, it started out as like a just like collaborative effort. Heron Gabron and Mr. Who. Like so in a lot of his projects he with collaborative it was like who first. So who run. And like, man, we did music for about 5 years, and it's probably about 30 songs easily recorded. About 15 of them were bangers, amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, and so we came out with one project that's actually streaming on Audio Mac under IKLA. And we did one video with Asheru called Who Can Rap.
Right.
So if you go to YouTube and put in Asheru Who Can Rap, I shot that as well as Langston. So yeah, so let's say but yeah, we did that music. Now will it ever see the light? I'm not sure. But yeah. So I did a lot of stuff with him because and they would say
You did
but this
like
all
a full album, right?
I mean yeah, I mean, we have at least 15 songs that like or let's say you do like 40 songs and like okay, they're strong 15. So
15, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but those songs, like other things are just, in the hard drive chilling. But I mean, but the music was all but it all starts from, us working together and being like, yo, we need to do so before we started Huron, we were doing something like Freestyle Union called Mind Power. And we actually was doing it with Jabari, who was actually like Freestyle Union after us.
Right,
So like
right.
as we all like went on, he was like in the like the newer generation of youngsters that came in there. So we was doing like we used the same rules as Freestyle Union. Ghost would come through like and kill it, So but
Boogeyman
yeah, so that
Jones.
but that started with us working together and like we should do something. And over the years, it just was like, and like the thing about that the Huron music is like it was so good though, man. Like it was probably my best stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
That's what's up.
Just,
Um,
mm.
you're also a painter. What are your
Yeah.
subjects? What do you
Um.
paint?
Well, mostly mostly they were portraits. Mostly they were portraits. So like, let's say this one right here. is a young Khalil. So like not my son, but my namesake. So this young man was actually named after me from one of my friends in high school. So and he was, and then he became, you know, one of my art students as well. Um, yeah, so it's mostly portraits, like yeah, mostly portraits.
What
Yeah,
is your
mostly portraits
go-to?
and
Like, what do
paintings.
you use?
Well, okay, so for instance, right, like let's say that painting of Khalil is oil. Let's say this one right here, this is like chalk pastel, like chalk.
Mm-hmm.
And so yeah, this is actually the woman that was in one of my videos for supposed to be like and you could that's on YouTube and you could also stream it. But like mostly it was either chalk pastel or oil paint. But now for the next thing, it needs to be acrylic because the world moves so fast. They don't have time for oil paint to dry.
Right,
Mm-hmm.
right. Do
On some
you
real shit.
do you sell your paintings or no? Or do you do it
Uh,
for yourself?
well, I'm mostly doing for myself, but I have sold a few. Like I sold my Soldier Slim painting. You know what I mean? Like that was dope. I'm just glad I got a really high quality picture of it before I sold it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and I sold that at Artomatic. Cause remember, okay, everything is like full circle. We had an amphibian show, and that was at Artomatic years ago. When I had like my first major art show, it was at Artomatic. But I wasn't the rapper, a performer. I was
The artist.
an
Wow.
artist. Yeah. My
Yeah,
dad
we
came from New
performed
York.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, we performed that
we
joint. We got the
performed
pictures
that.
from that joint. Yeah, for sure. So I'm trying. It's like everything is like a web.
it was
Everything is
uh it
everything
was
is webbed up.
Yumi, Spec.
Yeah, you me spec. I'm not sure, but I mean, we got the pictures. You know what I'm
Yeah, we
saying?
got the picture.
I
We
think.
got the proof. We
Yeah,
got
we
the
got the
proof
proof.
somewhere.
We got the proof. We got the proof. Yeah, for sure.
um
Sure.
all right. So being an artist of many talents, what would you pass on to the youth that want to do what you do?
Okay.
Deep
Yeah, no,
question
no.
there.
Yeah, no. It is. So like, let's say, with all the teaching that I have done, I always just want to pass on, just working from inspiration and working from your heart. You know what I mean? And trying to use your voice. It's very important to use your voice because over time people lose their voice as you become older and just the regular world, and now you're just a regular person with a job. You know what I'm saying? You started out as this cool artist with all these ideas. So I want you all to take advantage of the time that you have now because you're not going to think about how it feels when the inspiration is no longer there. So I would say just
Facts.
take advantage of your natural fire and your spirit because
There you
especially at a
go.
young age you have that spirit.
There
You
you
know,
go.
man,
um, what are your thoughts on the amphibians getting back together?
son, amazing, son. Okay, like this shit is not just like, oh, it's cool getting back with my homies. Da, 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 da. It's like
Right.
therapeutic to be in the presence of you all, even if it's just on a Zoom call.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and to actually like to be working together. You know what I mean? Like all these, because now we have these different pieces, but these different pieces are moving,
Right.
and it's beautiful to see like the different pieces moving because no machine it goes, it's just not one gear that moves a machine. It's this gear here, this gear here, that, you know, all these different gears move the large machine.
Right.
So
Right.
it's just been wonderful just being able to
It's
get that
funny because
energy.
it's a stretch from when we were doing music back
Yeah.
then, because we didn't have that mentality of sort of like the business mentality then. We would
No
just
business.
we
No
just
business. No
we
business.
just kept recording.
Art for art. Art for art's sake. It was if there was a business person that would have came in like, okay, look, we're gonna go bop 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 like, but it was no business. It's all just art for the love and the fun of
Right.
it. But also being in communication with you all again allows me to remember how much fun we had.
Right. Right.
Like fun. You know what I'm
That's
saying? Fun being around each other, fun recording, just fun love fun and hip hop.
right. Do you
You
think you're
know,
gonna record new material? You think about recording new material or getting back on the mic?
I want to, which is crazy because like I didn't have any inspiration. Like I don't know, these last couple of years, like I literally would sit with beats and be like, I don't know what to write. I can't write anything. I can't think of anything. There's too many thoughts. Okay, what is this song about? Who's the target audience? It's like all these different things. It's not just a natural like just creation of writing. Like for instance, like let's say the producer that I've been working with, Black 88, right? The one who did Supposed to Be and some others, all my new stuff, even stuff that we ain't heard, like and this would be like Phil too, right?
Yes.
Like
Bridge.
there, yeah, Bridge, pardon me. But these producers are so dope. And like they send me these tracks to check out. Like I go over the house and listen to beats and like I don't even pick them anymore because it's like I don't even want to waste y'all time. But
I
it's
get
fucked
it.
up because like this shit is so dope. So dope.
Yeah,
Like
man.
Bridge shit just get better and better. So like, but being in contact with you all, it makes me feel like I should be writing. I should be making some art,
Man, you'll
So
get there. You'll get there.
I definitely want to,
Where can people find you on social media?
Okay, well here is Jamal 21 DJAMAAL 21, and yeah, mostly here, and it's Khalil Jamal on what was that, Facebook or whatever. But between IG and Facebook, those are the ways to get in contact or even maybe see some of
Are
the work.
our music out or not yet?
You said
Like
new
your
music?
music, like is that out on like SoundCloud or?
Well, I mean, I know I have supposed to be is on Spotify, like, and that was one of the newer things, you know what I mean? So that is up on there. Like I said, we got the IKLA on, that's on Audio Mac, I believe. But so soon come, it'll be more stuff released on the Spotify's and all the streaming platforms and stuff like that.
Well, give it up for Khalil, aka Haran Jabran. Thank you very much.
Man, blessings to you, man. Blessings to you. You already
Next
know.
week we got Rashad, aka Scorpion. So check that out. It only makes sense. You know what
Only
I'm
makes sense.
saying? And
RPC. He gonna know what RPC mean. Ask him about that.
all right, cool. Like definitely. So check out next week we have Rashad, aka Scorpion. I'd like to thank you, everybody who came in here and listened to Khalil's story. Hope you had a good time.
For sure. Bless up to everybody,
And peace.
I watch the urban cityscapes
All right.
against the skyline, mesmerize the minds from the light the monument shines in this capitalistic capital. We stay with the gravitational pull to keep on interstellar sound earthbound. We underground and give a fuck what you spitting because your garbage freestyles are clue was pre-written. So we bless those souls with angelic mathematics while you add on. I'm multiplying the 5 by 3. Subtract the 2 until the only one left is me. Solidify the liquid, break down the gaseous matter. Enrich data, show the talent lacking in these other rappers. The gravity dick and spit they venom, they morph into actors. So what you see was made for your eyes to embellish, not for your mind to rewind and relish. Divine but hellish, the lies they tell us will unfold. Manuscripts on how they still sell us to in the New York City minute.